They are two of the most formidable freshwater turtles on Earth. Both lurk in rivers, lakes, and swamps across North America. Both have powerful hooked jaws capable of inflicting serious injury. Both have reputations that have made them objects of fascination, fear, and folklore for as long as people have been sharing their waterways. Yet the common snapping turtle and the alligator snapping turtle are separated by differences in size, appearance, hunting strategy, and ecological role that make them two entirely distinct animals, representatives of different genera within the turtle world, each with its own fascinating evolutionary story. One of them is among the most widely distributed freshwater turtles in North America, found from Canada to Ecuador, thriving in virtually every freshwater habitat the continent offers. The other is the largest freshwater turtle in North America, a prehistoric-looking giant of the deep river systems of the American Southeast that can exceed 200 pounds, live for over a century, and deploy one of the most extraordinary hunting strategies of any vertebrate animal on Earth. Today, WildForge explores every dimension that separates these two remarkable reptiles, their evolutionary origins, their physical differences, their habitats, their hunting strategies, their temperament, and their very different conservation situations. Despite both being called snapping turtles and sharing broadly similar ecological roles as large predatory freshwater turtles, the common snapping turtle and the alligator snapping turtle belong to completely different genera, a taxonomic separation that reflects a deep evolutionary divergence. The common snapping turtle, Chelydra serpentina, belongs to the genus Chelydra, a small genus containing just 2 species, the common snapping turtle itself and the South American snapping turtle found in Central America and northern South America. The common snapping turtle is the most widespread large freshwater turtle in North America, with a range extending from southern Canada through the entire eastern United States, across the central states, and south through Mexico and Central America into Ecuador. This vast range reflects the species' extraordinary ecological flexibility. Common snapping turtles have been found in virtually every type of freshwater habitat, from pristine wilderness ponds to heavily polluted urban waterways. The alligator snapping turtle, Macrochelys teminki, belongs to the entirely separate genus Macrochelys, a genus that also includes 2 recently described species, the Suwannee alligator snapping turtle of Florida and the Apalachicola alligator snapping turtle, both of which were recognized as distinct species from the common alligator snapping turtle only in recent years through genetic analysis. The alligator snapping turtle's range is dramatically more restricted than the common snapping turtles. It is found primarily in the river systems draining into the Gulf of Mexico, from the Florida Panhandle west through Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and into parts of Texas and the Mississippi River drainage north into Illinois and Iowa. It is not found in the northeastern United States, the Pacific Coast states, or Canada. The evolutionary separation between Chelydra and Macrochelys is ancient. The 2 lineages diverged tens of millions of years ago, and both have ancient fossil records that demonstrate the extraordinary stability of their basic body plans. Turtles have existed essentially unchanged in their fundamental design for over 200 million years, and both snapping turtle lineages preserve physical characteristics that would be recognizable in fossils from the Cretaceous period. The physical differences between the common snapping turtle and the alligator snapping turtle are dramatic. Once you know what to look for, these 2 species are unmistakably distinguishable. The common snapping turtle is a large freshwater turtle by most standards. Adults typically weigh between 10 and 35 pounds, with large individuals occasionally reaching 40 to 50 pounds in the wild. The record weight for a wild common snapping turtle is approximately 75 pounds, though such individuals are extremely rare. The shell, called the carapace, is typically dark brown to olive or black and relatively smooth compared to the alligator snapping turtle, though it often has some roughness and may be covered in algae in older individuals. The carapace has three low keels, raised ridges running along the length, that tend to become less pronounced with age, giving old adults a smoother, more rounded appearance. The head is large and triangular, with powerful jaws and a hooked upper beak. The tail is long and thick, often nearly as long as the carapace, and has a series of sawtooth projections along its upper surface. The neck is extremely long and flexible, capable of reaching to the rear of the shell to bite anything coming from behind, a defensive capability that makes handling this animal extremely dangerous. The alligator snapping turtle is in an entirely different size category. It is the largest freshwater turtle in North America and one of the largest freshwater turtles in the world. Adult males typically weigh between 155 and 175 pounds, with large individuals reliably recorded exceeding 200 pounds, and some historical reports suggesting individuals of 250 pounds or more. Females are considerably smaller, typically weighing between 50 and 100 pounds. The carapace of the alligator snapping turtle is strikingly different from the common snappers. It bears three prominent, high, sharply defined ridges called keels that give the shell a deeply sculptured prehistoric appearance. These keels are far more pronounced than those of the common snapping turtle and remain prominent throughout the animal's life. The overall shape of the carapace is more angular and rugose, rough and irregular than the common snapper, giving it the distinctly prehistoric, almost dinosaurian appearance that contributes to its common name. The head is enormous, proportionally one of the largest heads of any turtle, with a massive, strongly hooked upper jaw, and the eyes are positioned on the sides of the head rather than on top as in the common snapper. The single most diagnostic feature of the alligator snapping turtle, the feature that makes it instantly identifiable and sets it apart from every other turtle in North America, is the presence of a small, soft, pink, worm-like appendage on the floor of its mouth. This structure, called a lingual lure, is a modified extension of the tongue, and its function is one of the most extraordinary hunting adaptations in the vertebrate world, which we will explore in detail in the hunting section. The habitat preferences of the common snapping turtle and the alligator snapping turtle reflect their very different ecological strategies and physical requirements. The common snapping turtle is the supreme habitat generalist among large North American freshwater turtles. It occupies virtually every type of freshwater environment: ponds, lakes, rivers, streams, marshes, swamps, drainage ditches, flooded fields, and even brackish coastal marshes where freshwater meets salt water. It tolerates polluted water, low oxygen conditions, and disturbed habitats that many other turtle species cannot survive. It has been documented living in urban storm drains, golf course water hazards, and agricultural irrigation ponds. This habitat flexibility has made the common snapping turtle one of the most successful freshwater reptiles in North America, maintaining healthy populations across its vast range, even as many other turtle species have declined. Common snapping turtles are primarily aquatic but are regularly encountered on land, particularly females moving to find nesting sites in late spring and early summer, and individuals of both sexes dispersing between water bodies. They can travel considerable distances overland and are regularly killed on roads during these terrestrial movements. In water, they spend most of their time on the bottom, often buried in mud with only their eyes and nostrils protruding. The alligator snapping turtle is far more habitat-specific. It is almost exclusively a river turtle, found primarily in large, deep river systems, particularly in areas with slow to moderate current, deep water, and abundant submerged wood and debris that provides both cover and hunting opportunities. It shows a strong preference for the main channels and deep pools of large river systems, and is rarely found in small ponds or shallow water. The alligator snapping turtle is far less tolerant of habitat disturbance than the common snapper. It requires clean, well-oxygenated water with abundant prey and is extremely sensitive to the modification of its river habitat through damming, dredging, channelization, and water quality degradation. Unlike the common snapping turtle, alligator snapping turtles are almost never encountered on land outside of nesting movements. They are so committed to their aquatic lifestyle that they are considered among the most aquatic of all North American turtles, surfacing only to breathe and spending the vast majority of their lives submerged in deep river water. This is where the comparison between the common snapping turtle and the alligator snapping turtle becomes most dramatically different, and where the alligator snapping turtle reveals one of the most extraordinary hunting adaptations of any animal on Earth. The common snapping turtle is an active and opportunistic predator. It takes an enormous variety of prey: fish, frogs, salamanders, crayfish, aquatic invertebrates, snakes, small mammals, waterfowl, and a significant amount of aquatic vegetation. The common snapping turtle hunts primarily by active pursuit and ambush. It moves through the water column seeking prey, then strikes with explosive speed using its long neck and powerful jaws. The strike of a common snapping turtle is one of the fastest of any turtle species, capable of reaching and seizing prey in a fraction of a second. It also takes carrion opportunistically, and this dietary flexibility is one of the reasons for its ecological success across such a diverse range of habitats. The alligator snapping turtle's hunting strategy is fundamentally different and is one of the most remarkable examples of sit-and-wait predation combined with active luring in the entire animal kingdom. The alligator snapping turtle hunts almost exclusively by lying completely motionless on the bottom of a river or lake, often for hours at a time, with its enormous mouth held wide open. Inside that open mouth, the pink worm-like lingual lure wiggles and writhes with a movement that is virtually indistinguishable from that of a small worm or aquatic invertebrate. Fish and other aquatic animals, attracted to what appears to be an easy meal, swim directly into the open mouth of the waiting turtle, whereupon the jaws snap shut with a force among the most powerful of any freshwater animal, sufficient to bite clean through a wooden broom handle and capable of causing catastrophic injury to any limb. This lure and ambush strategy is so effective that the alligator snapping turtle may spend the majority of its active hunting time completely motionless, expending minimal energy while waiting for prey to deliver itself. The lingual lure is one of only a very small number of examples of active prey luring using a modified body part in any reptile, and it has made the alligator snapping turtle one of the most studied examples of specialized predatory behavior in freshwater biology. Juvenile alligator snapping turtles are more actively mobile than adults. They forage more widely and take a broader range of prey. As they grow larger and their luring strategy becomes more effective relative to their size, older individuals become increasingly sedentary. Both the common snapping turtle and the alligator snapping turtle have reputations for aggression that require careful examination, because the popular image of these animals as indiscriminately dangerous does not fully match the scientific and observational reality. The common snapping turtle on land is genuinely aggressive in its defensive behavior. When encountered out of water, it cannot withdraw its large head and long neck into its shell, as most turtle species can. The shell is too small relative to the animal's body size. This inability to retreat into the shell means that the common snapping turtle's primary defense on land is offense. It will lunge, hiss, and bite with remarkable speed and reach when approached. The bite of a common snapping turtle is powerful enough to cause serious lacerations and can sever fingers in larger individuals. However, in water, where the turtle can escape, common snapping turtles are generally docile and rarely aggressive toward humans unless directly handled or accidentally stepped on. The alligator snapping turtle has an even more formidable reputation and a considerably more powerful bite, but is generally considered less aggressively defensive than the common snapping turtle in field encounters. In water, alligator snapping turtles are typically passive and will generally avoid contact with divers and researchers who approach them carefully. On land, they are slower and less agile than common snapping turtles, and while they will defend themselves vigorously if handled, they are not considered to seek out confrontation. The sheer power of the alligator snapping turtle's jaws, capable of biting clean through a wooden broom handle, means that any bite is an extremely serious injury. But such bites in the wild are uncommon and almost always result from direct human handling. The conservation situations of the common snapping turtle and the alligator snapping turtle could not be more different. The common snapping turtle remains one of the most abundant large freshwater turtles in North America. Its habitat flexibility, dietary generalism, and tolerance of disturbed environments have allowed it to maintain robust populations across most of its range, even as human activity has transformed the landscape. It is not listed as threatened or endangered at the federal level in the United States, though some regional populations face pressure from harvesting for the commercial turtle meat trade, road mortality, and nest predation by subsidized predators such as raccoons and skunks in suburban environments. The common snapping turtle is legally harvested in many U.S. states for food, and commercial snapping turtle harvest is a significant industry in some regions. The alligator snapping turtle faces a considerably more serious conservation situation. It is listed as a vulnerable species by the IUCN Red List and is protected from commercial harvest in all U.S. states within its range. Historical populations were devastated by commercial harvest for turtle meat. Alligator snapping turtles were heavily targeted throughout the 20th century, and their slow reproductive rate made population recovery extremely difficult. Female alligator snapping turtles do not reach sexual maturity until approximately 11 to 13 years of age, and they produce relatively small clutches of eggs compared to common snapping turtles. This combination of late maturity, small clutch size, and high historical harvest pressure has resulted in severe population declines across much of the species range. Habitat loss through river channelization, damming, dredging, and water quality degradation has further reduced alligator snapping turtle populations by eliminating the deep, clean river habitat the species requires. Conservation efforts, including captive breeding programs, head starting programs for juvenile turtles, and legal harvest protections have begun to show results in some areas. But the alligator snapping turtle remains a species of genuine conservation concern across much of its historical range. So, what is the real difference between a common snapping turtle and an alligator snapping turtle? At the most visible level, the common snapper's relatively smooth shell and active hunting posture versus the alligator snapper's dramatically ridged prehistoric shell and the extraordinary pink lingual lure visible inside its open waiting mouth, a difference so striking that no one who has seen both species could confuse them. At the size level, the common snapping turtle reaches perhaps 50 pounds in exceptional wild individuals, while the alligator snapping turtle regularly exceeds 150 pounds and represents an entirely different scale of animal. At the ecological level, the common snapping turtle is the ultimate North American freshwater generalist, found everywhere, eating everything, tolerating almost any conditions. The alligator snapping turtle is a deep river specialist of the American Southeast, patient, sedentary, dependent on clean and undisturbed river systems, and deploying one of the most sophisticated ambush luring strategies in the animal kingdom. And at the conservation level, the common snapping turtle is thriving across most of its range, while the alligator snapping turtle faces genuine threats from historical overharvest and ongoing habitat loss. Both animals are extraordinary survivors, members of a lineage that has outlasted dinosaurs and persisted through mass extinctions. Both remind us that the most impressive animals on Earth are not always the most dramatic or the most glamorous. Sometimes they are the ancient, the patient, and the perfectly adapted. Thank you for watching.